Disclaimer, the comments made in this video are intended for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to offend anyone.
My office, 5 minutes.
Let's check on how others are doing with wokeness, shall we? Hello and welcome to another video. Let's get straight into this one, right after you like, of course.
Angel! Oh, you're swell!
I had the same reaction, to be honest.
When somebody comes and asks a question about side chicks, why is it always so negative? And why is it like, oh, you guys are wrong or whatever? That man doesn't love you. That man's not gonna leave his wife.
There's an argument that sometimes the side chick get the best of the man.
And I do.
Okay. Oh, my God. Are you a proud side chick?
I want you to be really honest.
Okay.
Are you her husband?
Absolutely.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Oh, okay. There's a difference in believing in God and fearing God. I don't think that you fear God because I don't think you understand the conviction that's being a person who is the person who is stepping into somebody's marriage. God does not approve of that. If you read that word, if you take in your daily bread, there will be a conviction. You think that this is just a book that works for you whenever you want it to work for you. That's not how it goes, baby. So for you to be able to say that you believe in God right now, that's the reason. If y'all really want to know why I'm passionate about this conversation, that's the reason. Because in my walk, I fear God. So every behavior that I have reflects on the godly principles and my fear of God. So I am never going to get up to no mic and say that I knowingly have stepped into somebody else's marriage, and I am okay with that. If the shoe was on the other foot, I guarantee you if the shoe was on the other foot. You talking about this woman doesn't approve of that. You causing pain to that woman as well. We as brothers and sisters of Christ, we are not supposed to be causing intentional pain on somebody else. So I challenge you, since you got up to this mic to try to challenge your girl, Kitty. I challenge you, okay? Because now you finna see 6'5" Grove side. I challenge you, honey. I challenge you. Maybe you need to fast so you can get that spiritual demon off of you. I challenge you.
Hey, shit, listen.
Somebody bring shame back. It's a relationship show thing where people come to ask questions about their spouses, right? But the nerve to go up there expecting support is mind-boggling. You don't have a spouse, ma'am.
I recently was asked by someone I was dating to go to a sports bar. I have absolutely no interest in sports. And he says, well, there's women there. I'm like, fine, let them go. I'm not gonna go. There's no reason for me to be there.
Are you still dating him?
No.
Did he ever go anywhere you wanted to go?
Yeah, he did. But I did not want to go.
So you weren't willing to go just for him? Not because it's not something that interests you, but you were not willing to make that?
There's nothing about the vibe that I like. Sports bar, not for me.
Did you like him?
Yes, I did. To a certain point. Did I try to change that part of him? No. Did I accept that part of him? Yes. Was I going to change myself to be with him, to do that? No.
All the hums are tickling my brain, honestly.
So I've been married for more than 15 years.
Congratulations, that's dope.
Or, I'm so sorry.
I have been in a side relationship that my husband recently found out about. How can I convince my husband to let me keep the side dude?
Well, first of all, he shouldn't. How did he find out? Did he go through your phone? Because that is a breach of privacy.
I mean, how the you gonna go through my phone?
Why you gonna go through my phone for? You don't trust me?
I know, right? Okay, hold on. Multiple layers there. Are you happily married?
Clearly not, right? She has
so
a
here's the
side
thing. No. Before we go, whoa. We let's not put the carriage in front of the horse.
Some days.
Trill,
some days.
Do you feel like you can be happily married and have a side piece? Trill, I need an answer right the fuck now.
I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no. I think for the most part, if you got the side piece, he filling a role that your husband is not. So you got to look in that mirror and ask yourself, is the role that this person filling enough for me to leave this 15 plus year marriage? And judging by the enthusiasm in your tone, it's sounding to me like the marriage is over. That's just my...
Kitty, no, we're not gonna go there yet. We haven't dove into this question, okay? Kitty, if we say for better or for worse, Kitty, I need your attention. Because if we say for better or for worse, that means for better or for side piece, doesn't it?
No, and I'm not finna do this with y'all today.
We in trouble.
You need to change that convince word to manipulate.
Ooh.
We're not gonna play those games right now. You took a vow. You took vows. You stood before God or whatever it is you believe in and said that you were going to love this man. It's sickness and through health, for rich and for poor. You said that you committed whenever you took that vow. You committed to be there even in the hard times, even in the times where you were not fully emotionally fulfilled. You still took on that position to say that I'm going to have those conversations. I'm going to communicate. I'm not going to breach the trust in this marriage. You lack marital integrity. And if you lack marital integrity, you lack integrity as a person as well. So my next point to make is the audacity must be on sale right now for you to be able to say, how can I convince my husband, a man at that, convince my husband to let me still have a side relationship as if I did not betray this man, as if I did not hurt this man, as if I did not dishonor this man, as if I did not disrespect this man, and you want to ask for something? You want to ask for what it seems like more of a favor because it's only going to work in your favor. It's nothing that is going to work for him. I don't like when we play these games like this. You entered into what you two believe was a monogamous agreement, and you made it a polyamorous thing.
Ooh.
You did.
Ooh.
Let me tell you something else that you did. Let's talk about the lack of responsibility. I'm gonna tell you one more thing because I'm sure some other panelists have something to say. This is the problem that I have. Whenever you open up your marriage to something that somebody else did not consent to, if your side piece has depression or anxiety or anything like that, there's a spiritual exchange that takes place when you go sleep with somebody else that you now have invited into your home. So part of the reason why your marriage is not happy is because you were lusting over the fence to begin with.
Ooh.
You invited that into your marriage. You corrupted your home. The best thing for you to do, because he does have the right to leave you, the best thing that you could do, the responsible thing you can do, is either end that relationship on the side or leave that man alone and let somebody else find him.
We listen and we definitely judge. I can't believe she's laughing.
It's kind of pointless, I can't lie. What is someone's pronouns affecting you? No one's forcing you to use them.
This bill does nothing to improve lives for Floridians in any way. It merely opens an opportunity for a small percentage of our population to be targeted, to be kept from job opportunities, to be kept from dignity.
With application checkbox, let me tell you, as an intersex person, that an intersex option would have to be added because there is more than just female and male.
This bill continues your goal as stated last year by Madam Chair to eradicate the trans community. My name is Mandy. My pronouns are they, them.
This is setting up people to be killed, which is honestly the entire point, because what doesn't matter how we die, be it murder, suicide, or starvation.
Dress their dogs and cats up, but once a pregnancy test is positive, they choose destruction.
We're only
4 months into this new year. Somehow we've already gotten to the point to where if you want to lose weight and be skinny, you're now considered unhealthy and you actually have an eating disorder.
Literally see women now. They're like, it's not an eating disorder, it's a calorie deficit. It's not an eating disorder, it's a healthy lifestyle. It's not an eating disorder. I just think that being skinny is like the most important thing in my life, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know why I know that that's eating disorder behavior? Because when I had an eating disorder, that's exactly what I said. I'm just in a calorie deficit. I just like to eat healthy. I'm just not hungry. I just decide to like go for a run when I feel hungry just so that I don't eat. Like, I just want to be healthy. I don't want to stuff my face. Like, I just think being skinny is important. Like, I don't know why that's a problem. Like, being skinny is just better. Like, I feel better when I'm skinny. All those things, yeah. That is exactly what women who are hiding eating disorders say.
You've got to be joking, right? Right? This is the most dangerous mindset being spread all over TikTok right now. Convincing people that wanting to lose weight, be healthy, and feel confident in their body is toxic, that is pure delusion. Feeling better when you're in a caloric deficit is not disordered. It's science. You're not supposed to feel your best when you're 100 pounds overweight and inflamed. This generation is being absolutely brainwashed into thinking discipline is abuse and self-neglect is self-love. You're not healing by staying in the same body that's killing you slowly. That's not empowerment. That's denial. And if your past experience with being skinny was rooted in disordered habits, it doesn't make being healthy disordered. That just means you didn't do it right. Now you're projecting your broken mindset onto people who are finally taking control of their life. We don't need to go around normalizing obesity. We need to wake up. You're not some victim of diet culture. You're just a victim of your own excuses. So go ahead, stay comfortable, and keep pointing fingers at skinny, healthy people trying to better themselves, saying it's an eating disorder. Because that same disorder is what gives me energy, confidence, and control over my life.
She does realize that overeating and obesity is an eating disorder too, right? It's basically the other end of underrating and anorexia.
A toddler was suspended from a nursery after they were accused of being transphobic or homophobic. I just cannot believe this. The Department of Education data revealed the child is either 3 or 4 years old. The Department of Education spokesman said all pupils and staff should feel safe, I can't believe I'm reading this, should feel safe and protected at school and should never face violence or abuse. The Education Secretary has been clear that she expects school leaders to enforce good behaviour, and we are committed to a comprehensive programme of behaviour to support all four schools. I'm lost for words, Adam.
Well, I've got to say, this school needs to be looked at, and the people making the decisions in the school need to be investigated, because a 3 or 4 year old, I've got a 5-year-old girl at home, she doesn't know anything about the world. She just about knows, you know, her name and a few things she's learned at school. This is ridiculous. I'm called transphobic because I don't want men in women's spaces. I don't believe men can become women, which is a fact. You know, so I get labelled transphobic for those views, and they shouldn't be in sports either. But a toddler,
yeah,
come on, this is disgraceful. This school needs to be looked at immediately because this is astounding.
So what did this baby do? Call a male teacher Mr. or he? I'm sure that's it. They don't really care about trans men. It's the creepy trans women.
Are you maintaining hope? My trans nephew was he was halfway through his bottom surgery when all this was going down in New York and at Langone Hospital, and then now the hospitals, they only were able to cut half off.
He's gonna tell her cello wokey how she was harassed by a transphobe.
Get a gun.
Okay, I mean, I support the Second Amendment, self-defense for everyone.
Get a gun right now.
But I'm a little concerned about where this may be going.
Get your little cousin, your 18-year-old cousin who ain't got no record, make about to. Get a gun right now. Get extra ammo.
Pretty sure you just described a crime, having somebody else buy a gun and give it to you so you can circumvent the process. Yeah, that's illegal, but okay.
Take that rent money and get a gun. They don't intend to leave us free. They don't intend to leave us free. Get a gun. Get it now.
What? This person thinks they, which I'm gonna assume she means the Trump administration, don't intend to leave us free, referring to the Black community, presumably. That's who this video is entitled to. Are you seeing and hearing things? Because look, You could disagree with so many things Trump's doing, but the idea that he's gonna bring back slavery, which it's not even just this one woman. They keep saying this kind of thing all over social media, is insane. It has no basis in reality. This dude is uplifting black people to his cabinet, and you think he's gonna bring back slavery? What? Again, I'm not against people owning guns, but you shouldn't be arming up in mass preparation to resist the government over something you're literally hallucinating.
I thought they were anti-guns. No values, no standards, nothing.
Trump or Kamala?
Kamala.
Why are you voting for Kamala?
Because Trump sucks.
What is Kamala's greatest achievement as VP?
I literally don't know. I have no idea.
You don't know anything she's done?
No, I don't.
But she's still the better choice?
Yes, because I know a lot of things that he has done.
Like, you know a lot of things about Trump that are negative?
Yeah. Racist. He's racist.
Okay, well, what has he done that's racist?
Specifically, I don't watch anything with Trump in it.
I mean, it is brain rot. I cannot believe that I live amongst these people. Like, genuinely, folks, it's just... that she went insane on Trump and then admitted she never watches anything but clips that are taken out of context by the left intentionally. This is the modern Democrat Party. It's like so embarrassing.
It's really embarrassing.
Get ready, because you got a daughter too. Wait till she's a teenager. Wait till...
Everybody who fails as a father says that to me.
I know that stung bad.
How do you feel since you graduated?
Oh, okay. First of all, graduating was so pointless because so much student loan debt that I'm just like, why did I go to school?
How much in debt are you?
Like, there's like $22K, which isn't that much to be fair. It's like average.
How much?
It's like average.
How much do you have in your bank account?
The truth is, I have $340. It's not looking good. Even my credit card's maxed out. But the illusion is that I'm rich.
$22,000 and a maxed out credit card.
Yeah, that's not an issue. That's so normal. For a 24-year-old, that's super normal.
I bought my apartment when I was 25.
Okay, but you're also a cis, straight, white-passing man.
So, what was your major then?
Why won't you make LGBT variants? You must be new around here. Let me explain. We created the cutest couple keychains inspired by your favorite animated movies. They are super easy to set up and can hold up to 100,000 keys. We like to keep our keychains simple and full of love. Unfortunately, we won't let any mental illness affect our business.
Did they just call LGBTQ mental illness? A company said this publicly? Wow. The fact that this is like a company that makes Disney items and they're anti-LGBTQ, that is the shock of the century.
To be fair, there is no Disney classic with LGBT mentions.
What's your stance on the founding fathers?
Founding fathers? What do you mean?
Yeah, what's your stance on the founding fathers? Do you know who the founding fathers are? No. Do you have a favorite founding father?
I don't.
I don't really know their names.
Donald Trump.
You guys love George Washington?
I like
This is where we are as a civilization.
The whole issue of critical race theory and what is and is not being taught. I come out of an academic institution, and this is something that academics debate. What is the role of race and so forth? And let me be very clear. I grew up in segregated Birmingham, Alabama. I couldn't go to a movie theater or to a restaurant with my parents. I went to segregated schools till we moved to Denver. My parents never thought I was going to grow up in a world without prejudice, but they also told me that's somebody else's problem, not yours. You're going to overcome it, and you are going to be anything you want to be. And that's the message that I think we ought to be sending to kids. One of the worries that I have about the way that we're talking about race is that it either seems so big that somehow white people now have to feel guilty for everything that happened in the past. I don't think that's very productive. Or black people have to feel disempowered by race. I would like black kids to be completely empowered, to know that they are beautiful in their blackness. But in order to do that, I don't have to make white kids feel bad for being white. So somehow this is a conversation that has gone in the wrong direction.
Notice how Whoopi was only responding when she talked about segregation. Being that hateful cannot be healthy.
Donald Trump is now the new leader of the United States. Democracy in action, but the Democrats and the liberal left don't like it. People on the left like Emily Maitlis who simply couldn't handle it. Some people are trying to say that the Democrats lost because Kamala Harris is black or because she's a woman. No. It was because of moments like this.
My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
It's not funny, is it? And celebrities like Alec Baldwin, Whoopi Goldberg, Barbara Streisand, Cher, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, Megan Rapinoe, Tom Hanks, Amy Schumer, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Bill Gates, Jane Fonda, Madonna, Mark Ruffalo, Kim Kardashian, Bruce Springsteen, George Clooney, and Oprah Winfrey. The left are obsessed with identity politics, and the people of the US have said no. And I suspect this rejection is coming to the UK. We don't want to be teaching issues relating to gender in our schools and appeasing confused young people going through puberty with whether their biology matches transient gender stereotypes. We are open-minded, and most of us are liberal thinking. But we do not believe a man can become a woman or vice versa, and pushing surgery on kids. I don't want critical race theories forced down my neck. Just because someone is black doesn't mean that they will support it. And if someone is an immigrant, it doesn't mean that they'll be happy with illegal migration. In fact, most immigrants jumped through legal hoops to get here.
I really do miss Kamla, you guys.
So this is an honest question for white people. At what point does your uncomfortable feelings around being called a racist, benefiting from white supremacy, at what point does that outweigh the life-threatening suffering that people of color are experiencing?
This is how I would answer that question.
I think my answer is the same too.
I'm just so annoyed. All of this performative activism on the internet does absolutely nothing except make you look like a fool. You're using this poor guy who clearly had something psychologically and spiritually going on with him. He had problems. You're using him as a platform for more race hustling in the same way that happened with George Floyd, that happened with Breonna Taylor, that happened with literally any other person that the BLM Marxist organization latched onto. You guys don't care about black lives. You don't. Saying that you do and putting up your fist and making all of these stupid statements online only proves that you only care about them when they're dead. Unless, of course, you're sacrificing black babies on the altars of reproductive health care, which from your perspective, they weren't alive to begin with, which begs the question, what are you actually terminating with these pregnancies? But I guess that's neither.
Are you noticing a pattern with these women? See how healthy their hair is, how good their skin looks, how happy they seem.
Hot take, I want a safe space from cis women. How about that? What if I wanted a safe space away from cis women? Who are gonna do hella microaggressions and make me feel incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh, so he wants to take over the space of real women and then kick them out. Do you know what's an even bigger problem? The liberal women that affirm this behavior.
I respect that. Some of us are really toxic.
4,000 likes.
As a cis woman, I try to be that safe space. As a cis woman, I get it. I don't blame you. Clearly, so many of us are still buying the patriarchy Kool-Aid and will sell out our sisters at the first opportunity. Cis women here, take all the safe space you need. We need to listen and learn to grow as a community. As a cis woman, I am so sorry we made you feel this way. By the way, they're probably jealous of you. As a cis woman, I get it. I'm so sorry on behalf of them.
That's what the male bathrooms, locker rooms, and sports are for, bro.
Why do you have to give them hormones to make them more of a girl?
Because... I'm sorry, can you expand on the question?
It's a simple question. If you say that the child thinks it's a girl, so you're going to give the child hormones.
Mm-hmm.
If the child thinks it's a girl, let it be a girl. Like, you don't have... Why are you adding hormones? If you're shooting hormones into a child, and you're affecting the child's development, you're saying that's not a choice, that's nonsense. Of course it's a choice. You're choosing to chemically change this child's body.
Because they need to completely destroy the child's reality to further their agenda. That's why.
When I say land back, I mean land back, as in give every single piece of it back to the Native Americans.
I'm gonna tell you the exact same thing I tell anyone when I see them post something like this. You first. Like, set the example for the rest of us. And I know what your response is gonna be. Your response is gonna be the exact same thing from everyone who posts. Well, I don't own anything. If I did, I would definitely give it back. Yet the fact that you feel this way is because you haven't worked hard, made money, and owned something. Because if you had spent years working hard to save up money, if you'd spent years developing your credit to be able to buy something like that, to be able to buy land, build a home, start a family, you wouldn't be so quick to try to give it away. And since I know that's going to be your answer, let me go ahead and give you a different task. Why don't you convince people who you already have in your life that already trust you to give their back? Why don't you say this to people around you who bought land or own homes? See, none of you do that. I can't find a single one of you that want us to give all this kind of shit back to Native Americans that has ever convinced anyone they know to do it. And I've certainly never found somebody who actually did give their stuff back who's proposing doing this. No, it's people who own nothing. It's people who have friends who own nothing. So the idea of giving back doesn't bother you because you're not sacrificing anything. So here's my challenge to you. Buy something. Buy land somewhere. Buy a home somewhere and then give it away. If you really want to be the example, if you really want people to follow you, if you really want people to do what you say to do, you gotta at least try to do it first.
I think they should start with Oprah. She's got a lot to give, but quick question. Are the Native Americans also going to give it back to the original inhabitants? How much further back are we going with this foolishness?
Like, is this what you guys really want? This is crazy. Nobody is responsible for something their ancestors did. Hell, we're not even responsible for what our parents did. Like, is this really what y'all want? I'm sorry. I don't believe in white guilt. I don't believe in white guilt. I think it's crazy. This is so goofy. Goofy gooberler.
No, they need to kneel and grovel and beg. Their ancestors bought them from their own people, so current white people should apologize for both sides, even if the parties involved on both sides are all dead.
Yes, I'm still traumatized with the situation. The fact that I could be facing suspension, my career coming to an end simply because I refused to refer to this patient as a female, as a she or miss. Yes, on the medical record, this was a male patient under urology. On the bedside was just written his name, not miss or anything. So on the first glance, when I looked at him, I was like, wow. He was a very big man, very huge, about 6 foot tall. He literally stood up and began to throw racial slurs at me and said, "Do not call me mister. I'm a miss. I'm a woman." When I came back the following shift, I was told you can't work anywhere else.
They are going to definitely fire her in a little bit. She needs to sue the anesthesia off that hospital. We're protecting child predators in the name pronouns.
First of all, we have Jenny. Jenny, you're from Atlanta?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
What's your question?
I'm not a hater, first of all, but I do have some concerns. I am a housewife from Atlanta, and I've watched the show. The very first show, within the first 10 to 15 minutes, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not a true representation of how we are in Atlanta. As an African-American woman, I was like, we don't get the opportunities to have these type of shows on television. And when we do, it's always about the cribs and the bling, and there's no substance or intellect. Money cannot buy you. Money cannot buy you class, style, or intellect. People who are affluent are not having to prove that they are affluent. It's something about your character. It's something from the inside out that proves you are affluent.
What's the question? Right. Where's your question? Do you have a question in that?
Yes, I do. I feel that the ladies don't seem to think that they're glorifying materialism, but you do not think that you're glorifying being a gold digger?
Jenny was definitely the mother they never had.
Where did this come from? I've never heard of this before.
So, me and my fiance are having a
fiance. So she has a ring.
Little tiny disagreement right now because I have a question. So you know Valentine's Day is coming up, and you know Valentine's Day is for the girls, right?
No, it's not.
Why are you talking about some you give me a gift for Valentine's Day? I'm like, no. I mean, okay, well, first off, let's go back. His birthday is on the 18th.
I don't care.
Valentine's Day is on the 14th. So 4 more days after Valentine's Day is your birthday.
Okay.
I'm supposed to get him something for his birthday, but not for Valentine's Day, because on Valentine's Day, you're supposed to be catering to me, right?
What? I'm so confused. One thing about me, I'm gonna be confused. I am so confused. Where did this come from? What is Valentine's Day all about? Valentine's Day is a day to celebrate love and affection, and is celebrated by exchanging cards, gifts, and messages. It's celebrated annually on February 14th. Okay. Did we talk about men or women?
At the end of the day, Valentine's Day is for the girls. Like,
No.
if you look up Valentine's Day, dudes are taking their women out.
So if it's for the girl, what's the point of Valentine's Day? Like, you guys are not making sense to me. This is why red pill men keep on talking about us. Wait till red pill men get a hold of this. Where did this come from? I've never heard of this before.
He should take back the engagement run as a Valentine's gift for himself.
My dad wanted me to ask you. He said, would you still be a white supremacist if you were in a more diverse work field?
Do you think I'm a white supremacist?
I have no idea if you're a white supremacist. My dad has watched a lot of you. He said, if you weren't out here preaching hate and working on your three-pointers, you think you would probably be better at that?
You should be ashamed of your father.
I'm definitely not. My father's an amazing man.
Yeah.
He cares about American citizens.
Your father
and all
peddles
of their rights.
lies. I'm not a white supremacist. Honestly, shame on him. For someone that runs an organization called Blexit, do you even know what Blexit is?
I do not.
It's literally, we employ 40 black Americans that work in Atlanta, Chicago, and Philadelphia, trying to improve the well-being of inner-city black America. What has your father ever done for inner-city black America other than call me a white supremacist? And by the way, secondly, it's just so ridiculous. It's like, it's
black
somehow
people for your companies or whatever you do does not make you a
so
white supremacist.
What is a white supremacist?
A white is somebody who takes advantage and believes that they are higher than everybody else.
Do I believe that?
I have no idea.
Okay, exactly. And so there's no evidence whatsoever, and yet people go around sloppily saying, you're a racist, you're a white supremacist. It is so destructive to our dialogue. It's destructive to us coming together as a country, and there's nothing to support it whatsoever. So thank you for your time, and shame on your father for peddling that crap.
So your dad promised you a PlayStation 4 in exchange for a humiliation ritual? Is that it?
I'm actually not dumb. I'm actually very intelligent. You don't have to be like smart in everything. I'm smart in my ways, and you want to say I'm dumb for saying that, but
okay, tell me an interesting fact.
Do you know why a gas light comes on in a car?
Okay. Sure, go ahead. Tell me.
It's because it's a lie. Because if your car is giving you a gas light and telling you, hey, we're about to run out of gas, and you still driving and you hit 0 miles, that bitch ain't gonna find you. So it's really just a form of manipulation. That's a fun fact.
Wait, what? Tell me you're
It's
joking,
true.
right?
No, it's dead ass because it's happened to me. It's gonna literally like turn off on you. Who knows when? That's why it's called a gaslight. We will never know. It's a lie.
Yo, you know what comes on? To tell you to put gas in the car soon. What's happening right now?
Your gaslight is gaslighting. Wow, I'm enlightened, master.
If you diet, you lose weight, right? The #1 cause of obesity is genetics. That means if you are born to parents that have obesity, you have a 50 to 85% likelihood of having the disease yourself, even with optimal diet, exercise, sleep management, stress management. So when people see families that have obesity, the assumption is, what are they feeding those kids?
No, the #1 cause for obesity is consuming more calories than the body uses. It's an energy imbalance. And what she's doing again is pointing people away from personal accountability, decision making. And it's like, of course she has the skin color. And yes, this is one woman, but this race is the most obese in the United States, also the most overweight. And I would also argue we point our finger the most of all the other major races. For example,
Black women, when we do the same diets as white women, we lose less weight and we lose it slow. Racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
so now let's put these two things together. First woman is saying it's genetic. That's the #1 cause of obesity. Nothing you can do about it, genetic, which is a lie. The next woman is blaming racism and other things on obesity and complaining and whining that the diets don't work for you the same. I think us as a whole, when I say us, I mean us, have a problem with personal accountability. In most cases, and I'm not talking about people with special issues, thyroid issues, things like that. In most cases, you are overweight because you consume more calories than your body burns. It is due to your decision making and your lifestyle. And if you take what these two women said and you put it together, it gives you a perfect reason and a perfect excuse to just stay overweight. I'm black, I have these genetics, and I'm dealing with racism and stuff in America, so diets don't work for me the same anyway, so why even try? It helps enable obesity. And you know what the #1 cause of death for black people in the US is? Heart disease. You know what contributes to heart disease significantly? Obesity. And these individuals are pushing narratives that help enable that behavior that leads Black Americans to early deaths. You can get mad at me all you want, but I'm not wrong. We need to stop making excuses for poor behavior and start looking to hold ourselves accountable and make better decisions that will be better for us and our families. Personal accountability.
I know going to the gym might be difficult, but eating better is not that difficult. You need to love yourself enough.
I know it's hatred, racism, because you post a meme of a white man arresting a Latino woman with the hairnet on and put that hairnet on her because you know that they're here working.
Well, Vilma, I think that you solved the case. It had to be racism that they drew her with a hairnet, and not the fact that when she was arrested, she was wearing a hairnet.
If you're gonna put her name in the caption, put her picture in the...
Well, far be it from me to destroy your narrative with facts, once again, but they did. Your screenshot is from Instagram. Why don't we go look at the Instagram real quick? Well, I guess you're right. Wait a minute. What's that? 2 little dots under the picture. What could that mean? Let's see. Huh. If you scroll over when you see 2 dots, it indicates more than one picture. And what is that second picture? Don't be afraid, just shout it when you know. That's right. That's a picture of her. Huh. So it's almost like you didn't actually go look at the Instagram post yourself and just found some screenshots someone else posted somewhere and decided to run with it. And even if they didn't post her photo, who gives a... She is a terrible person that should be relegated to just a meme.
They should have added her country's flag so he can really crash out.
Upset. Relax. Come on.
Hey, we're all men here.
Bro, Sneeko, bro. That's why she's upset, bro. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Be nice. I feel bad. What can I do to make you more comfortable? Sneeko, be nice to her, bro, for real. She's coming on here. It takes a lot of balls to come on in front of 500,000.
Takes a lot of balls.
Sneeko, be nice, bro.
I am being nice, but it takes a lot of balls.
What is your problem?
Yeah, what is your problem, Sneeko?
I don't have a problem. Have you ever seen Family Guy?
Yeah, someone told me I look like a hype.
Can you say Lois? Brian.
Jesus Christ. All right, listen, let's...
He's going to eat Sneeko.
You didn't vote for Trump, I take it?
No, I voted for Harris Waltz, like a normal person.
Normal.
And I'll take the L. I can't even believe that we lost. I can't even believe it. What are you thinking? Stop ruining your own country. Jesus Christ. Like
What does he have to do with
about
this?
any of you. If you think for a second that he would do anything for you, you are so wrong. He doesn't give a about you. I don't know why you give a
TDS. Trump derangement syndrome.
You see him getting away with all his bad and you think that maybe there's a chance for you to get away with your bad Take a look at yourself.
Did she just say take a look at yourself? And gross.
Be good.
Oh my goodness.
Good. Jesus. That just came out of me.
Listen, she said, this just came out of me. Yeah, you just had a full-blown exorcism. Demons just came out of you. And did she have the audacity to say the word gross? Really?
Was she trying to display a cartoon villain? She should have played the evil queen on Snow White.
I don't care what nobody says, and this wasn't for a man.
Tell him,
It
girl.
was just like, I was just, I like big, so that's me. Like, I love big money, I love big everything. So it never had to do with a man. I just did it for myself because that's just what I like. So
Who's your fan base on?
like, are you
Men.
saying- Yeah, men.
So I guess you did it for a man then.
No, I just started doing.
Yeah, she did it for herself.
Would you date someone if they went by they, them pronouns?
Hell.
Why not?
A fold, but I ain't gonna say what fold.
During Pride Month is crazy.
Girl, what is Juneteenth, bro? This Black History Month. Don't fail me. Now you see her, this is Juneteenth, this Black History Month, and here she go. She's trying to put the black lady.
I stand with her and her phobe.
I'm on E and we late. She want me to stop at Chick-fil-A so she can use the bathroom. I say, well, we can go, cause we late and I gotta get some gas. You can go, well, I'm going to a new gas station. You can go use the restroom. She throws a fit because I won't make a extra stop so she can go use whatever bathroom she wants to use. Forget that you making me late. Forget that I gotta get gas and I can say we can do one stop. No, she made that a big issue. And guess what the women did? That's your lady. You supposed to stop and do. You supposed to take her to a nice, pretty bathroom. I said, oh, so these women narcissistic. If you think that somebody is the stronger person, since you look at me as a man, because these women are not looking at me as a woman, because the way I carry myself, the way I speak, my assertiveness, these women look at me as a man. So they treat me like one.
Right.
So in their mind, I was supposed to bend over backwards and take her to a special a special place to use the bathroom. To hell with me making a logical decision to do a one-stop shop so we can get on the road. I was the villain then. You're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. Why didn't you take your girlfriend to go use that bathroom? Wow. I say, so this is what they dealing with?
Yes.
This?
Yes.
I say, I'm not getting no relationship to be no doggone slave and to cater to no egos, because women, we supposed to be working together. We supposed to be carrying an equal load.
It's tough on the dating streets. Real tough.
Hi guys, I'm Linda. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I've noticed all over New York, all of the illegals are taking over. They built new apartments in the city for the illegals, let them come into our colleges in New York. And my question is, my grandma came here legally from Germany during Nazi's regime. If she could come here legally, why can't everyone else?
Thank you. Amen. And I just want to say to your grandma really quick, it is an insult to your family that came here legally that people who cut in line get preference. Who here is a son or a daughter of immigrants? Raise your hand. All of you out there should be outraged that people get to come here and cut in line and basically say to you guys that waited in line, you're a bunch of suckers. We need to say no illegal immigration. If you come to better the country, we have an open heart and a big, big door, but you must come here legally in this country.
I'd also be upset if it was her.
Mayor Eric Adams. Shut. And this is coming from a New Yorker here in New York City. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Mayor Adams, shut up. Talking about some, y'all, that's my lights going up and down, they censor, but whatever. Shut up. Talk about you're not for mass deportation. We are. We the fuck is. I'm a Republican, a new Republican. I switched over from being a Democrat after fucking 16 years. I'm rude. Talking about you not for mass deportation. Donald Trump, you know what the fuck you need to do. That's why we voted for you. Get them motherfuckers out of here. We are tired, baby. Oh, and they're still down there, rally up in the city in Manhattan. Oh, here come the immigrants throwing up their little signs. Talking some, Donald Trump, please, we're suffering. How the fuck is you suffering, nigga? You've been eating good off EBT. $380 a week plus $3,000 cash reloadable cards every fucking month. How the fuck would you suffer, nigga? You eating better than me and my fucking kids. You buying Dunks, Jordans, motherfucker, Gucci, all this shit. I can't afford that shit, but them motherfucking migrants sure been wearing that shit for the last 16 years with them $3,000 reloadable cash cards, baby. What you mean you downtown in Manhattan talk about you suffering, nigga? We all fucking suffering, bitch. The American citizens been suffering for the last 16 years. Then you got ex-Democrats switching over like me to be a Republican because shit like this, and the migrants talk about some, we're really sad because people switched over, they went against us, talk about some, we really sad, we're upset that y'all would vote Donald Trump. What you mean, bitch? We voted Donald Trump because we are unhappy. We are tired of y'all. Get out. I'm sick of seeing this shit every day here in New York City. They rallying up on the news. Get out. Get your shit and get the out now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't get it. She thought some
What's that thing the kids say? She said what she said. Yeah, exactly.
MAGA, did you know that America is spelled with a C, not 3 Ks? Interesting, huh? When you actually pick up a book and read it.
Hey, liberal, did you know that Triple K group you're talking about was started by the Democrats? Funny how that works, though, because you're over there trying to spell America, and we're over here making it great again. And you're dodging your own party's baggage. Yeah, and you guys own all of that. You didn't think this through, did you? Have a good day.
They just love rhymes. They barely think it through.
And here I truly thought it could not get any more cringe.
Yo, this is the Ranking Rizzler on Appropriations, serving Connecticut's 3rd District. Time to enter your dark academia Congress era. All right, besties. House appropriation is the money moves in Congress. We are not chasing the bag, we are the bag. Democrats are making life smoother through government funding. It's giving. So Sigma, main character energy. But Republicans' project 2025 is mad sus. Eliminating the Department of Education, negative aura points. Basically, the biggest phantom tax on the environment, on your education, and your rights. Big L, posting it online, buddy. Democrats understood the assignment. Go off. See how I keep you informed? Very cutesy, very demure.
How do you do, fellow youths? I mean...
Who is their social media manager? Whose idea was this? Straight to jail.
Do you think Trump is making America great or worse?
Worse.
What specifically is making America worse?
I think every day, I'm not going to get into specifics.
Shouldn't it be easy to just name one thing if there's a lot, especially on a daily basis?
I wouldn't have to be on, you wouldn't be asking me if it was easy, honestly.
So what is just one example on top of your head?
Reproductive justice, environmental justice, people being able to feed their kids.
That's a big one. Would you agree that if Americans had more money in their pockets, they could achieve certain stuff like that?
Absolutely.
So you're in favor of tax cuts for the middle class, low income class, various stuff like that, right?
Absolutely, that makes sense.
You know that in 2018 he passed those tax cuts that helped the middle class?
That's not true.
Why do you say that it's not true?
Statistics.
What statistics?
In 2017, actually. How can I even explain this?
Because we can look at IRS data and we can see that the middle class benefited the most from Trump's tax cuts in 2018.
Well, you seem to have all the facts then.
Yeah, well, what we're doing is just we're informing people on campus, right? People have a lot of narratives, and those narratives could be not true.
As someone who's worked in Georgia politics in and out for the last, I would say, 10 years, I can say that I've seen the impact on the impact on our community from Donald Trump's policies, several of them.
What is a specific example of one of those
I
things?
tried to tell you several times and you keep cutting me off.
Sure.
So what I will say is that since you've asked my opinion, I do not think that Donald Trump is helping our country. And I'm gonna go to work now.
Well, that outcome was very expected, due sure.
You have no problem going throughout the world hurting people's feelings.
I have no problem going out the world. That's one way to pitch it. Telling people the truth so they can better their lives. They can live in reality and not the one.
But
not
what
the fantasy
but
land
what
that
if
they're creating
someone
for their lives.
believes that is a better life for them?
Okay, well, let's play it your way then. Let's do it the other way. There are a group of people who are now referring to themselves as minor attracted people.
Oh, I knew you was going. Can't go there.
Hey, but that's what they believe. They believe that they are in love and want to have sex with children. They believe that, Nick. They believe it. And are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to have them on your podcast?
That's a hell of a
Don't you
point.
understand how they feel on the inside when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
That is a hell of a point.
It is, the slippery slope is not a fallacy, it is reality. We are living the slippery slope. So somebody's gonna have to produce the wall. So there's gonna be a lot of voices that need to be objective and tell people the truth. I'm very happy to be those voices. If you're looking for me to, make you feel good, I can't be your mommy. I can't. That's why I tell you, I can't be your mommy.
But see, that's what I was saying. It's
I'm not your mommy. You're not a toddler. You're an adult.
But see,
this is what truth is. And if you can't deal with truth, then you're going to have a very tough life. Way tougher than having to listen to Candace Owens say, you are a man on the internet.
You think I would forget the queen herself? Nick needs to go take care of his tribe. I know he would lose his mind if one of his kids caught the woke kind virus. Let's be for real.
Okay, so I got a great way how we can what we can do with this budget. First, let's start with cutting off illegals, getting free everything. Free housing, free schooling, free food. Yeah, let's start with that. That'll save us a lot of money. What, $600 million? Let's start there. Then let's start with your salary. You are going down in history as the worst mayor in America. Let's start with cutting yours. You making too much money. Let's start there. And now let's start with the police detail you had, the 200 police detail you had. Let's start with that. Because you Democrats and remember you told us to defund the police? Remember, you ran on that. Remember, you was to defund the police? Let's start with that. Let's defund the police detail that you have. And let's put the police back in our neighborhood, because we're not for defunding the police. We need the police. So let's start with all the Democrats, because y'all policy what y'all push in our neighborhood, defund the police. So all y'all that got police details and got police presence around y'all house, let's start with cutting that. That'll save a lot of money. So won't you just practice what you preach?
This was in Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson is definitely not running again.
You know what I just realized? Kamala had to pay for almost every single endorsement that she got, hence as to why her campaign ended in $20 million worth of debt. However, I just watched a video of the UFC fighter or the wrestler, I don't even know, who gave his belt over to Trump. And what hit me was that all these people who endorsed Trump, he didn't pay for a single endorsement. It is all natural, people recognizing how great of a leader he is. And so then I took it a step further. I'm like, let me see what these comments say. I went in the comments and there's so many people saying best president ever. And it just made my heart so happy, because truly I agree with that. I think that Trump is the best president that we've ever had. I think that he's a phenomenal leader. I also want to point out that this fighter who gave him his belt was African American, and Trump held hands like in a manly way, and they were talking to each other. And I just thought, this is the person that everyone tries to pin as racist, as a horrible human, and it cannot be farther from the truth.
No more concert rallies. I really miss Kamala. Well, there you gave it, folks. It's a wrap. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.